So now, ladies and gentlemen, live and in color, it's Mr. Wayne Love Juice.
The other day I produced a Louis, had a chat with an interesting chappie who said that the YouTube algorithms really aren't that happy. If a channel only broadcasts once a week, so we decided we could text ya whenever we've got a piece of news in our new book on the track extra. One of the things that is often cited when people are discussing how, hypothetically at least, large reptiles can survive in the cold waters of the northern hemisphere is something called gigantothermy. But although people cite it, they don't usually know the details of how it works. So, Richard, Gigantothermy 101, tell us all about it.
Gigantothermy, at its most basic, is the idea that very large animals retain heat much better than small ones. Now, in the Mesozoic, it's thought that dinosaurs were gigantotherms rather than being actively warm-blooded, as was thought at one time. So the world in general was a lot warmer back then. And the large dinosaurs managed to have a active mammalian lifestyle, but with the economy of a reptile. So they would have only needed the calorific intake more like that of a reptile, but they could have had a very active lifestyle like a mammal due to gigantothermy. They didn't have to bask all day in the sun warming up, but the world was indeed a lot warmer then. But today it still holds true that big animals retain heat better than small ones. That's why up until very recently the biggest mammals were in cold climates, things like mammoths and woolly rhinos and things like that. Today we associate large mammals with the tropics, like sub-Saharan Africa and Asia and places like that, because we've wiped out all the megafauna that used to live up in the northern hemisphere, the top of the northern hemisphere, and also down in the southern hemisphere, the giant ground sloths and things. But with reptiles, gigantothermy works best if you have a very rounded body form. So that's why the leatherback turtle, that can be the size of a small car, that can be found in northern waters off Denmark and places like that. And that's why you don't get saltwater crocodiles, which are even bigger. You don't get them straying up into cold waters because they've got an elongate body form, which is less efficient at holding heat. So if any of these elongate sea serpents are reptiles, they would need to be actively warm-blooded rather than just gigantotherm.
Well, I'm not being frivolous here, but I actually am subject to gigantothermy, and as everybody can see, I have what Richard calls a rounded body. In really hot weather, it takes me so long to cool down at the end of the day that sometimes I can't get to sleep until 5 in the morning. So in order to get to sleep at a sensible time, I have to go and have a cold shower to completely cool my body down so I'm cold enough to sleep, rather than wait for it to be done naturally. So I'm very aware it's a real thing. But thank you, Richard. I'm glad you explained that, because I knew the basics, but I wasn't sure how it worked, and I think this is the sort of thing that we really need to be sharing with you all here on the Track Extra. So we'll be back again in a week's time, and there'll be more interesting factoids for you. Until then, be seeing you.